ಈ 20 ಓಮ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಇದ್ರ ಮುಖೇನ ಯಾವ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಡಿಸಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್. So it will not allow any current to flow through the resistor 20 ohms, where you have metal plates inserted in between. They are called gang capacitors. Simplify ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗತ್ತ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ simplify the networks. See, very simple, just comparisons. That is ultimately driving me to the solutions. The next question. A capacitor of 8 farad. So the problem says there is a capacitor of capacitance 8 farad connected in the circuit as shown. I have to calculate the charge on the plates of the capacitor. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ಒಂದು ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ 8 farad ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. I have to calculate the charge on the plates of this capacitor. So, how do I do this? Very simple. See now, by definition of capacitance, C is Q divided by V. Alva? Odidvalva, capacitance is Q divided by V. Or Q equals C into V. Capacitance is known, which means the whole show is to understand V voltage across the system. Now, to begin with, no current will flow through this 20 ohm resistor. Any justification, students? ಈ 20 ohm resistor ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಇದ್ರ ಮುಖೇನ ಯಾವ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಡಿಸಿ ಕರೆಂಟ್. So it will not allow any current to flow through the resistor 20 ohms. Now if you analyze 8 farad capacitor and 4 ohm resistor are in parallel. So I can write potential across the capacitor is equal to potential across 4 ohm resistor. Alva? Because they are connected in parallel. Now, V equals I into R. How will I find out this I? Very simple. There is a cell of EMF 5 volts, internal resistance 1 ohm. So when there is an EMF, an internal resistance, so I is E divided by R plus R into this external resistance. So this is equal to 5 divided by 4 and 1, they are in series. Alva? So 4 plus 1, 5 into external resistance is 4. So this is 4. Therefore, what is C now? C is 8, V is 4. So this is 32 coulomb. So the answer is 32 coulomb. Next one. 4 metal plates are arranged as shown. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this arrangement is now similar to a parallel plate capacitor. ನೋಡಿ, 4 ಮೆಟಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and the arrangement is very similar to a parallel plate capacitor. Capacitance between X and Y. What is the expression for the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor? That is C equals epsilon naught A divided by D. ಏನಂತ ಕರೆದ್ವಿ? Area of each plate. D, distance between the plates. My dear students, please to remember, such type of an arrangement is called gang capacitors, where you have metal plates inserted in between. They are called gang capacitors. And for such a system, C is n minus 1 epsilon naught A by D. So please to note this expression for capacitance of gang capacitors. Gang capacitors, where the metal plates are inserted. There are 4 metal plates. N is 4. N minus 1, 3. So the answer is 3 epsilon naught A divided by D. Mobility of free electrons in a conductor. Yes, directly proportional to relaxation time. Variation of resistance. Rodhaka, resistance of a conductor with temperature is shown in the graph. Then what will be the temperature coefficient alpha of the conductor? ನೀವು ಓದಿದ್ರೆ alpha temperature coefficient of resistance ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So there is a graph where I show the variation of resistance with temperature, and the equation which describes this variation is, if you have studied, R equals R naught into 1 plus alpha into delta T. So this is the equation which shows the variation of resistance with temperature. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ನ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ at 0 degree Celsius ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಆರ್ resistance at a defined temperature, and alpha is coefficient of resistance. Now, from the given graph, illon straight line variation ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So for a straight line, y is mx plus c. So if I compare this equation with the graph, along y-axis they have plotted resistance. So R equals mx, intercept ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So the intercept of the graph mx is nothing but R naught. This is the intercept. Mx plus C is the slope. Slope na M ant ಕರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. M, which is the difference of T and T naught. Temperature T, initial temperature T naught. So this is T minus T naught. Hag barde adna? I have considered the equation of this straight line. Y equals mx plus c ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. Y axis ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಪ್ಲಾಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. mx ನ intercept of this straight line ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ವಿ R naught. Slope is nothing but m, which is the difference of T and T naught. So this is R equals mx plus, what is this mx giving me again? This is nothing but R naught. This is mx, which is R naught, plus m, certainly delta T, which is some difference in temperature, T minus T naught, delta T. If I compare these two equations, R naught cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ R naught into 1, ಇಲ್ಲಿ R naught ಇದೆ, cancel ಆಯ್ತು. The next term, R naught into alpha into delta T equals, here when you are comparing, so this becomes m delta T. Delta T gets cancelled. Alpha has to be calculated, which is m divided by R naught. So the fourth option will be the answer. So simple analysis. I required a graphical analysis, that's all. So on graphical analysis, see very clearly, temperature coefficient is m divided by R naught. Potential difference between A and B. There are two cells. Between A and B, potential difference has to be calculated. If you go back to your concept of cells, potential difference between the electrodes is E minus I into R. Very good. I has to be calculated now. V by R. Here V is 6 volts. Here 4. But oppositely charged plates, minus 4. 2 and 8 are in series. So 10. 2 by 10. Substitute here, 5.6 will be the answer. Assignment, I have already worked out in the previous class. Please to work this as an assignment. The next question, students, again network solving. Effective resistance between A and B has to be calculated. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? I have to calculate the effective resistance between the points A and B, where each resistor is marked 10 ohm resistance. ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗತ್ತ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ? ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ದಿ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಇದನ್ನ ವೀಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಸ್, ಸಿ, ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಗಳಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. 1, 2, 3, 4. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 4 ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10, 10, 10 and 10. In between there are two more resistors of 10 ohms. This is 1, this is 1, this is again 10, this is again 10. ನಾಲ್ಕು ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ವು, 10, 10, 10 and 10. In between these two, 10. And you know, at balanced condition, these two resistances become ineffective. Alva? Resistance in the middle, they don't support the effective resistance. So you have two resistance of 10 ohms in series, two resistance of 10 ohms in series. The combination is in parallel. So what should be the further combination? This is 20 in series, 20 in series. So 20 into 20 divided by 20 plus 20. 20 ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು? 10 ohms, 10 ohms series ಅಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದರ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? 20 ohms, 10 plus 10. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 20 ohms, 10 plus 10. So 20 and 20 in parallel. So 400 by 40, which is nothing but 10 ohms. So the effective resistance here is 10 ohms. Next one. Two heating coils of resistances 20 ohms, 10 ohms and 20 ohms. ಎರಡು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಯಿಲ್ಗಳಿವೆ. What are the resistance value? 10 ohms and 20 ohms are connected in parallel. And to a battery of EMF 12 volts and internal resistance 1 ohm. The power consumed by them are in the ratio. Now, I say P is V square by R, from which P is proportional to 1 by R. So here, please to understand, friends, this equation supports the question because both the heating coils are connected to the same source. If they were connected to different source, then I cannot simply ignore V. Here, why is that? I am not considering V because both of them are connected to a source whose EMF is 12 volts. ಎರಡು ಹೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಯಿಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಸೇಮ್ EMF ಗೆ ನಾವು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ this expression holds good only for constant voltage. If EMF had changed, then I could not support this relation. So P1 by P2 therefore should be R2 by R1, inversely related to R. And again, students, this is only under the condition same voltage. So this is 20 by 10 because R2 is 20, R1 is 10. So 2 by 1 or 2 is to 1 is the answer. Now, a proton is projected with uniform velocity v along the axis of a solenoid. Then the proton has to be accelerated along the axis. the path of the proton becomes circular. Proton has to move along the helical path. Proton will continue to move with the velocity along the axis. My dear students, here very clearly he says, a proton is projected with uniform velocity, which means the angle between is 0. So a proton is projected with uniform velocity. So along the axis, the angle between velocity and magnetic field, direction of the velocity of the proton and magnetic field is 0. Therefore, two of the options hold good. The path of the proton may be circular and it moves with the same velocity along the axis. In the cyclotron, the radius of the circular path of the charged particle increases. So, in a cyclotron, we always know linear velocity increases, angular velocity remains constant. The linear velocity of a charged particle increases, the angular velocity remains constant. Why? In a cyclotron, BQV is mv square by r. The magnetic force on the charge is equal to the centripetal force acting on it. So, gets cancelled. So, BQ by M into R is equal to V. So, V has to increase and omega has to decrease because we know V is R omega. So, linear velocity increases, angular velocity remains constant. Already done in my previous session. Second option is the answer. The quantity of charge that will be transferred by a current flow of 20 amperes over 1 hour 30 minutes period. Andre, when a current of 20 ampere flows in a time interval of 1 hour 30 minutes, how much of charge is transferred? Definition of current recall manana. I equals Q divided by T. Simple alva. I equals Q divided by T. So he says Q is I into T. How much is I given? 20 amperes. Time of flow 1 hour 90 minutes. 60 plus 30. Sorry, 1 hour 30 minutes. 60 plus 30. 90 minutes into 60 seconds. So the answer has to be 10.8 into 10 power 4 coulombs. Now, a galvanometer coil. There is a galvanometer of resistance 50 ohms. Galvanometer. Vidyut Pravaha Suchaka. Galvanometer of resistance 50 ohms. And the meter shows full scale deflection for 5 milliampere current. So, current flowing through the galvanometer is 5 milliampere. The galvanometer is converted into voltmeter. ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಈಗ. Galvanometer has to be converted as an voltmeter of range 0 to 20 volts by connecting. Point number 1. How do you connect a galvanometer in order to convert it into an voltmeter? ಒಂದು galvanometer ಅನ್ನ ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? ಸರ್, ವಿ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಹೈ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸೀರೀಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಗ್ಯಾಲ್ವೆನೋಮೀಟರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಗಳು where parallel connection is given is wiped out. So a galvanometer is converted into an voltmeter by connecting high resistance in series with it. Now, how do I calculate the value of high resistance? R is V by Ig minus G. This is the value of high resistance required to convert a galvanometer into an voltmeter. So this is V. What is the range of the voltmeter converted? 20. 5 milliamp current for full scale deflection. 5 into 10 power minus 3 minus 50. If I carefully analyze this expression itself, this is very much less than 4,000. Alva students? 20 divided by 0.005 minus 50, crude analysis says is less than 4,000, which means it is 3,950 in series with the galvanometer. So the answer is the first option. Chi 1 and Chi 2 are the susceptibility of a paramagnetic material. Very important. Paramagnetic material at temperatures T1 Kelvin and T2 Kelvin. Then how is Chi 1 and Chi 2 related? Chi 1 and Chi 2 are the susceptibilities of a paramagnetic material. So what did Curie's law says? Susceptibility of any paramagnetic material is inversely proportional to absolute temperature. This is what we formulated as Curie's law of paramagnetism. ನೆನ್ಪು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಾ? ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಗಳಿಗೆ Chi is inversely proportional to absolute temperature. Andre Chi 1 divided by Chi 2 should be the reciprocal of temperature. T2 divided by T1. Chi 1 T1 is Chi 2 T2. So the answer is Chi 1 T1 is Chi 2 T2. How do we get? Curie's law. Chi is inversely proportional to absolute temperature. Chi 1, Chi 2 should be T2 T1. Cross multiply ಮಾಡಿ. Chi 1 T1 is Chi 2 T2. at a certain place, horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field, use the expression B equals BH cos theta 30 degrees 3.5 Gauss will be the answer. The process of superimposing message signal on high carrier wave. This is actually from the deleted syllabus of your part. Communication system, since you are not thorough with that, will not take this question into consideration. 37th, I have already done in my previous session. Please to take it as an assignment. Don't skip questions which we provide as assignments. 32 pi will be the answer. A wheel of 10 spokes, each of length L, is rotated with a uniform angular velocity omega in a magnetic field B. The EMF induced between the axle and the rim of the wheel. A wheel is a circular hollow ring for which the EMF induced is half omega BL square. For any hollow ring, keep in mind, hollow circular ring, EMF induced is half omega BL square, irrespective of the number of spokes, 10, 20, 30. So the answer has to be B. RMS value of current, IRMS ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. RMS value of current in a 50 hertz AC circuit is 6 ampere. In an AC circuit of frequency 50 hertz, RMS value is 6 ampere for current. The average value of AC over a cycle, please to understand, over one complete cycle, average value is always 0. Average value of current, average value of EMF, average value of voltage along one complete cycle is always 0. So since he says over a cycle, complete cycle, average value is 0. Now, a capacitor of capacitance 10 microfarad is connected to an AC source and an AC ammeter. So a capacitor whose capacitance is 10 microfarad, when the capacitor, other capacitance is to 10 microfarad, is connected to an AC source and an AC ammeter. If the source voltage varies across this equation, then the reading of the ammeter, RMS value of current, reading of the ammeter andre IRMS has to be calculated. Particular reading na RMS value ant karitivi. Now, comparing this with the standard expression, V equals V naught sin omega t. Instantaneous value of voltage, V equals V naught sin omega t. So, V naught is 50 root 2. Compare madi. V naught, maximum value, peak value, and omega is 100. So if I compare these two, V naught is 50 root 2, omega is 100. So what is VRMS now? VRMS is V naught by root 2, which is 50. With this, I calculate XC 1 by omega C 100 into value of C 10 microfarad, 10 into 10 power minus 6. This is 1 by 10 power. What is the 2? So 3 minus 3, which is 10 power 3 ohms ಆಯ್ತು. So VRMS ಕಂಡಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, XC ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. I want IRMS. So how will I calculate IRMS? I is V by R alva generally. So this is VRMS divided by XC. So 50 divided by the value of XC. So 50 milliamps should be the answer. See, very simple. Just comparisons. That is ultimately driving me to the solutions.